Respected great friends, sadhakas, shrotas, welcome you all. Receive gratitudes, salutations, and also the congratulations. May our this pursuit of Adhyatmikata give us joy and inspire us to take it up more and more and fully, which is very much required. Here every day we are spending an hour and a half to tune ourselves through our Shastras to the Paramalakshya. Here, in our efforts, consciously we are invoking the Krupa of the Parabrahma, Ishvara, Jagannatha, Devata Gana, Guru Gana, Shastra Gana, and also our Vyaktitva should unfold for us to live a beautiful life outside, inside, and go beyond everything to see the reality. The wonderful seven things we are doing as a sample to which you can add many more during your course of the day. We are doing here the Veda Parayana, a common sense thought, a Shlokocharana, and our in the Shlokocharana, Dhyana Purvaka mantra, then our Shanti mantras, Sankalpa, Upanishad Parayanam, Adhyanam of the Upanishad with Bhashyam. Shwethashwathara Upanishad, just 10-12 more mantras are there in the last sixth chapter. The present 2-3 mantras are can be taken as the essence of entire Vedanta, in which Paramatma Swarupa is revealed to us, giving us both jnanam as well as inspiring us to do sadhana. Means goal means both are indicated. A very good portion. Those two mantras appear in other Upanishads also. The 10th, 11th, 12th mantras which we are going to study. So, welcome here. Let us start with our first program of Veda Parayanam. By divine Krupa, we are doing the Chandogya Upanishad of our Samaveda. In fact, this Upanishad will be the next one in our sequence of study. Here also, out of 8 chapters, 6th chapter dedicated to Tattvasi Mahavakya Upadesha. Yesterday, we concluded chanting. Let us start now the 7th chapter. Here, the Narada Sanat Kumara Sambhada. Narada goes to Sanat Kumara, tells him, teach me. Sanat Kumara tells him, first you tell what you already know. Then I will tell what you don't know, what is required. In that list of things already known, Narada mentions about I know Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana, the Purana, Itihasa, Vyakarana, everything he tells I know. And yet, that which is to be known is yet to be known. That's how this portion of the Chandogya Upanishad, more details when we study that. Start, friends. ॐ अथ वेदपारायणं सामवेदीय छान्दोग्योपनिषत् अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः अथ प्रथमः खण्डः ॐ अधीः भगव इतिह उपससाद ॐ अधीः भगव इतिहोपससाद सनत्कुमारं नारदः सनत्कुमारं नारदः तगं होवाच यद्वेत्थ तेन मोपसीद तगं होवाच यद्वेत्थ तेन मोपसीद ततस्त ऊर्ध्वं वक्ष्यामीति ततस्त ऊर्ध्वं वक्ष्यामीति स होवाच ऋग्वेदं भगवोऽध्येमि ऋग्वेदं भगवोऽध्येमि यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदम् आथर्वणं चतुर्थम् इतिहासपुराणं पञ्चमम् वेदानां वेदं पित्र्यगं राशिं दैवं निधिं वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यागुं सर्पदेवजनविद्याम् एतत् भगवो अध्येमि सोऽहं भगवो मन्त्रविद् एव अस्मि न आत्मवित् सोऽहं भगवो मन्त्रविद् एव अस्मि न आत्मवित् श्रुतगं हि एव मे भगवत् दृश्येभ्यः तरति शोकम् आत्मवित् इति सोऽहं भगवः शोचामि तम्मा भगवान् शोकस्य पारं तारयत्विति तगं होवाच यद्वै किञ्च एतद् अध्यगेष्ठा नामैवैतत् नाम वा ऋग्वेदो यजुर्वेदः सामवेद आथर्वणः चतुर्थः इतिहासपुराणः पञ्चमो वेदानां वेदः पित्र्यो निधिर् वाको वाक्यम् एकायनम् देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्या भूतविद्या क्षत्रविद्या नक्षत्रविद्या सर्पदेवजनविद्या नामैवैतन्नामोपास्वेति स यो नाम ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यावन्नाम्नो गतं तत्रास्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो नाम ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते अस्ति भगवो नाम्नो भूय इति नाम्नो वावभूयोऽस्तीति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत्विति इति प्रथमः खण्डः अथ द्वितीयः खण्डः वाग्वावनाम्नो भूयसी वाग्वा ऋग्वेदं विज्ञापयति यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदम् आथर्वणं चतुर्थम् यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदम् आथर्वणं चतुर्थम् इतिहासपुराणं पञ्चमं वेदानां वेदम् इतिहासपुराणं पञ्चमं वेदानां वेदम् पितृगं राशिं दैवं निधिं पितृगं राशिं दैवं निधिं वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यां सर्पदेवजनविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यां सर्पदेवजनविद्यां दिवं च पृथिवीं च दिवं च पृथिवीं च वायुं च आकाशं च वायुं च आकाशं च आपश्च तेजश्च आपश्च तेजश्च देवागुंश्च मनुष्यागुंश्च देवागुंश्च मनुष्यागुंश्च पशुगुंश्च वयागुंसि च पशुगुंश्च वयागुंसि च तृणवनस्पतीन् स्वापदानि तृणवनस्पतीन् स्वापदानि आकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकम् आकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकम् धर्मं चाधर्मं च धर्मं चाधर्मं च सत्यं चानृतं च सत्यं चानृतं च साधु च साधु च साधु च साधु च हृदयज्ञं च हृदयज्ञं च हृदयज्ञं च हृदयज्ञं च यद्वै वाङ्ना भविष्यत् यद्वै वाङ्ना भविष्यत् न धर्मो न धर्मो न धर्मो न धर्मो व्यज्ञापिष्यन् व्यज्ञापिष्यन् न सत्यं नानृतं न सत्यं नानृतं न साधु न साधु न साधु न साधु न हृदयज्ञो न हृदयज्ञो न हृदयज्ञो न हृदयज्ञो वागेवैतत् सर्वं विज्ञापयति वागेवैतत् सर्वं विज्ञापयति वाचमुपास्वेति वाचमुपास्वेति स यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते स यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यावद्वाचो गतम् यावद्वाचो गतं तत्रास्य यथा कामचारो भवति तत्रास्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते अस्ति भगवो वाचो भूय इति अस्ति भगवो वाचो भूय इति वाचो वावभूयोऽस्ति इति वाचो वावभूयोऽस्ति इति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत्विति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत्विति इति द्वितीयः खण्डः. Wonderful, na? Narada Sanat Kumara Samvad. Great are our Upanishads. Become familiar with this type of chantings. Go through the literal meaning. Study with the Bhashyam. Catch the meaning. Remember it. See the sadhana in that to be done. Do it and reach out. ॐ अथ छान्दोग्योपनिषद सामवेदीय वेदपारायणे अथ सप्तमोऽध्यायः प्रथमः खण्डः. ॐ अदेहि भगव इति उपससाद सनत्कुमारं नारदः तगं होवाच यद्वेत्थ तेन मोपसीद ततः त ऊर्ध्वं वक्ष्यामीति स होवाच ऋग्वेदं भगवोऽध्येमि यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदम् आथर्वणं चतुर्थम् इतिहासपुराणं पञ्चमं वेदानां वेदम् पितृगं राशिं दैवं निधिं वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यागं सर्पदेवजनविद्याम् एतद्भगवोऽध्येमि सोऽहं भगवो मन्त्रविदेवास्मि न आत्मवित् श्रुतगं हि एव मे भगवत् दृशेभ्यः तरति शोकमात्मविदिति सोऽहं भगवः शोचामि तं मा भगवान् शोकस्य पारं तारयतु इति तगं होवाच यद्वै किञ्चैतदध्यगीष्ठा नामैवैतत् नाम वा ऋग्वेदो यजुर्वेदः सामवेद आथर्वणः चतुर्थः इतिहासपुराणः पञ्चमो वेदानां वेदः पितृयोराशिर्दैवो निधिर्वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं देवविद्या ब्रह्मविद्या भूतविद्या क्षत्रविद्या नक्षत्रविद्या सर्पदेवजनविद्या नामैव इतन् नामोपास्वेति स यो नाम ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यावन्नाम्नो गतं तत्रास्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो नाम ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते अस्ति भगवो नाम्नो भूय इति नाम्नो वाव भूयोऽस्ति इति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत्विति इति प्रथमः खण्डः। अथ द्वितीयः खण्डः वाग्वावनाम्नो भूयसी वाग्वा ऋग्वेदं विज्ञापयति यजुर्वेदगं सामवेदमाथर्वणं चतुर्थमितिहासपुराणं पञ्चमं वेदानां वेदं पितृगं राशिं दैवं निधिं वाको वाक्यम् एकायनं देवविद्यां ब्रह्मविद्यां भूतविद्यां क्षत्रविद्यां नक्षत्रविद्यागं सर्वदेवजनविद्यां दिवं च पृथिवीं च वायुं च आकाशं च आपश्च तेजश्च देवागंश्च मनुष्यागंश्च पशुगंश्च वयागंसि च तृणवनस्पतीन् स्वापदानि आकीटपतङ्गपिपीलिकं धर्मं चाधर्मं च सत्यं चानृतं च साधु च साधु च हृदयज्ञं च हृदयज्ञं च यद्वै वाङ् न अभविष्यत् न धर्मो नाधर्मो व्यज्ञापिष्यन् न सत्यं नानृतं न साधु नासाधु न हृदयज्ञो न हृदयज्ञो वागेवैतत् सर्वं विज्ञापयति वाचमुपास्वेति स यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते यावद्वाचो गतं तत्र अस्य यथा कामचारो भवति यो वाचं ब्रह्मेत्युपास्ते अस्ति भगवो वाचो भूय इति वाचो वाव भूयः अस्ति इति तन्मे भगवान् ब्रवीत्विति इति द्वितीयः खण्डः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। It's so good. Narayan, Narayan, Vasudeva, Rakshava. Yes, in our today's second common sense thought, Narayana. Hmm. 1, 2, 3, 7. Ah, just try to remember these 7 things, 7 words, and their entire exhaustive meaning. Mm. Okay. First and foremost is awareness, alertness, consciousness. We have to slowly inculcate in us and increase in us awareness. चौकन्ना रहना हमेशा. First point. Remember to be always aware. Second is what is ki moksha. What is moksha? Moksha is the want, desire to get liberated from something which is tying us down. Getting liberated is moksha. Wanting to get liberated is mumukshuta. Okay. Now, what is that binding us? How to understand it? What is that from which we want to get always liberated? And also, what is that which are always wanting to have? Think in our life. Out of so many things that can be told, one important thing is we don't want dukkha. We don't want dukkha. Therefore, we don't want bandhana. Therefore, dukkha is the bandhana. And from the dukkha only we want the moksha. Dukkha is bandhana. Nobody wants any type of dukkha, anywhere, anytime, for any reason. Other side, opposite of it is what? We want the sukha, the ananda. Anytime, anywhere, in any occasion. So therefore, the moksha is defined as dukkha nivrutti sukha prapti. You can add one or two words. Atyantika dukkha nivritti. Nitya nirantara sukha prapti. Sukha ananda. So first is becoming aware. Second is becoming aware of what you and I are seeking, what I am seeking. Called as mukti. Mukti from dukkha. Dukkha comes from various limitations, bandhanas, all that we will see. But basically be clear, dukkha nivritti, sukha prapti is the want of every jiva in this universe. Every prani that is there, everything which has life, from the trees, the birds, the animals, the human, even the higher celestial beings. उन सबका यही मोक्ष चाहिए सबको. So remember the second point, that moksha. We all want mukti from the bandhana of dukkha by getting the sukha. So sukha prapti, dukkha nivritti is the mukti. Continuously throughout the day, throughout life, everybody is doing this only. Point 2, remember. Point 3 to be remembered is the jnanam. Right? Jnanam is very, very essential for getting the moksha. Right? Every jnanam gives us moksha there at that place. है ना? Like I don't know driving. That is ajnanam. That gives dukkha. That gadi hai, but I can't go anywhere. But when I gain that jnanam of driving, then that dukkha goes away. Sukha comes to me that I can drive. Example. In that way, remember the word jnanam. As a human being, you and I can gain that jnanam. For the laukika moksha, the laukika jnanam. For paramarthika moksha, the paramarthika jnanam. See, just now we saw. I know all of that, but still I am only the vakyajnaha, not atmajnaha. I heard that tarati shokam only atmavit. Narada, such a great being, Krishna goes to Sanat Kumara with this point. So remember the word ki jnanam, 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 jnanam. Okay. To be gained, to be added, to be remembered, to be strengthened. Jnanam, jnanam. So aware of awareness, aware, aware of what our heart is seeking, the moksha, aware that the moksha is obtained through jnana. Third point. Fourth one is what? Always remember the sadhana. Except at the finest moment of aham brahmasmi recognition, before that, till that point, for the moksha of dukkha, nivritti and sukha prapti, along with jnanam, sadhana is required to be done. Like the driving jnanam. It is there in the book, it is there in the driving teacher. So, when he teaches us, we have to do the sadhana of listening and understanding. After that, when he practically takes us and makes us sit next to him, when he is on the steering, he is again giving us jnanam. Receiving that jnanam is sadhana there. Thereafter, he now makes us sit on that seat behind the steering. Then, as the jnanam given by him, received by us, we have to start doing exactly as it is told. साधना कहते हैं उसको. So put the feet on the both brake and clutch, he says. Then on करो गाड़ी को चाबी घुमा के. See that handbrake is released. Then see the tire, the steering, the road consciously, traffic, everything. Now the गाड़ी start है, brake है, clutch है. Then put in the gear number 1. Then slowly leave the foot from the brake. Put it on the accelerator. Then slowly, while releasing the clutch, slowly press the accelerator. Very slow. And now steering के ऊपर हाथ है. Which road, which way you have to go, navigate your steering. Steering connected to the tires. On the tires, the car is seated. In the car, the way car, we are seated. Now move it. Isn't it? Exactly, it's called sadhana. First gear only, first 2 days. Till you master all these things. Then, as we are able to get free in all these things, मोक्ष मतलब पता चल गया कि गाड़ी में बैठते ही पहले अपना सीट एडजस्ट करके पहले डोर बंद करो, फिर सीट एडजस्ट करो, फिर बेल्ट लगाओ, फिर फर्स्ट कीप द फीट ऑन बोथ ऑफ देम, clutch and brake, then put on the गाड़ी. Before that also, by mistake, is the vehicle is any gear, कभी होता है उसको भी देखना पड़ता है. It's always neutral. Some basics every day when we take out the गाड़ी, every day we have to see that every time. है ना? Like when we go out, every day we have to lock our house, ensure उसको खींच करके ताला लगा कि नहीं. Is it every time you go to the ATM, when you take out your card, you have to ensure that that details regarding your thing is gone. Like that everywhere. When you finish your cooking, you have to ensure that the stove is off. नहीं तो रात को चाय पीना है, बनाया, पतीला तो उतार दी और बंद नहीं किया, है ना. होल नाइट दैट विल गो ऑन बर्निंग. कितने बार हुआ आपको? If not whole night, at least half an hour, 1 hour. And one of you must have gone out to the kitchen to see whether it is on or off. Here also, in the driving, then next day, gear 2, gear 3, all these are happening in the open ground first, not on the road. लोगों को जीना है. After mastering for 1 month, sadhana, jnanam sadhana. Where then rear mirror, front mirror, dashboard, every one of them are told. Then remote outskirts road pay first. That also early morning time. There is less traffic. Almost zero traffic. Then 15 days. Gear 2, maximum gear 3. इतना कराएंगे. Then the U-turns, then 8 number of turn. No, no, जो भी है ऐसा घुमाते होंगे. I have not done anything. I am begar. So then the gear 4 and reverse gear, 5 gear. Then slowly into the highways, traffic, city. So you all know the sadhana is required. Which is the place where jnana is not required? Bataiye. Which is the place where, followed by the gaining of jnanam, the sadhana is not required? Avashya chahiye. Sadhana only gives result, but with jnana. So therefore, wherever I am miserable, understand it is bandhanam. And within us, we don't want that bandhanam of misery. We want to be happy. And know it that through the jnanam only, the bandha moksha, bandha is removed, dukkha bandhanam, sukha moksha is obtained. and that jnanam has to be practiced. It's called sadhana. Remember it. Be conscious about ourselves. Be aware. Ki, am I aware about the knowledge? Am I thorough in the knowledge? And am I doing that sadhana? And we do in many places, and that's why we are freed from that bandhana. So many places. How to, no need for me to give examples. So, how to gain Naukari and how to get trained there and how to work there well. Again, from that boss, get the appreciations and promotions. All of that is Jnanam only and sadhana. And therefore, the bandhana that I am in the lower post or I don't have much money is slowly removed and the moksha ananda is coming that now I am promoted, my salary hiked or increased. Eighth pay commission. TA बढ़ा दिया. Isn't it? Are we aware of all these things? Jnanam and sadhana for the removal of bandhana of the dukkha and to give us ananda or sukha. Are we aware of all of that? Right? Now, while we are doing all these things, it is not continuously happening. Isn't it? All the four of these things awareness, mukti, jnanam, and sadhana. About all of them, we become inadvertent, we become forgetful, isn't it? That is because of two main things where we have to start operating. First thing is we have the terrible vasanas. Learn or listen and understand exhaustively about this fifth aspect. Deeply in the core of our heart, we have plenty of vasanas. Therefore, they push us as they are and do not allow us for all these four. अवेयरनेस भी हम भूल जाते हैं. मोक्ष तो चाहते हैं लेकिन कहाँ मोक्ष मिलता है वो हमको पता नहीं होता. We don't pursue jnanam and we don't pursue sadhana. What vasanas tell us, we do that only. Therefore, in last two, three, no, not two, three, five, six classes, evening, Leela is told by Mother Saraswati ji about this only. Vasanatanavam, Vasanatanavam, Vasanakshaya, Vasanakshaya. When the vasanas get reduced, you discover yourself transcending Adibhautika sthiti and reaching to Atibahika. When those all vasanas eliminated, you will discover Jivan Muktata. Therefore, vasana taname yatnam kuru anindite. Kuru yatnam anindite. See, that statement of guidance so clear. Hey anindita, vasana taname yatnam kuru. So we all are neglecting this point that we are deeply filled in ourselves with vasanas. They are powerful enough. Make us dance to its tunes, their tunes. Okay? Learn about this fifth point. Sixth one is what? Not only we have deep recesses of vasanas, the sixth thing which you and I have to always be aware and remember is that we have the karma phala coming to us in the form of prarabdha. Sixth point is what? We are all the helpless, hapless victims of the karma phala, the prarabdha. And these two things, karma phala, prarabdha, and the vasanas, no, do not allow us in the earlier four of awareness of our Krishna Vasudeva, moksha, kanksha, the true moksha kanksha, mokshita कहते हैं. So too the ज्ञानम एंड साधना. इन चारों में वो ये दोनों चीजें मिलकर जाने नहीं देते. Let us be aware of these words and their meanings and their influence in our life. Having seen these six, and yet there is another seventh beautiful one, the last one, specially given to you and I, human beings, which we have to remember. What is that? That is the Purushartha Samarthya. Think, isn't it? We are all given the Purushartha Samarthya also. It is not at the zero level, that is the plus point. It may be 0.0000001%. That much less it may be, but it is never without. What? The Purushartha Samarthya in us as a human beings. And this 0.0001% of Purushartha Samarthya, we can increase it to 100%. That is what is in our hands. Then, with that, overpowering the fifth and sixth ones, we can pursue the 1, 2, 3, 4. To discover, become aware about the awareness, about the moksha, about the jnanam, about the sadhana, and also become aware that I am bound by the vasanas, I am bound by prarabdha. Yet I am given the Purushartha Samarthya. We have to become focused and aware about this Purushartha Samarthya. That there is some freedom that I can do. Start utilizing that Purushartha Samarthya. Little by little. In what? If we have to put it in our layman's language, I can do. What can I do? Let me do that. Begin that. Slowly, slowly. Purushartha Samarthya should be increased. By that, the vasanas can be reduced, the prarabdha can be gone through without influencing us, jnanam can be gained, sadhana can be done, and dhire dhire, the moksha from the bandhana can be done, can be gained. All of that is possible in the first one, called as the awareness. Always aware. Yes, I know I have very strong prarabdha. That लाख कोशिश करो तो भी मेरे से नहीं हो रहा. And I have such a terrible vasanas that I am addicted only to so many things of the world. You all see people around us, we're all victims of either vasanas or the prarabdha. All of us, is there any doubt? But still, that ray of hope, रोशनी है हमारे लिए ह्यूमन बीइंग्स के लिए, that the Bhagavan gave us the Purushartha Samarthya. That we are not totally gone case 100%. That nothing can be done about us. ऐसा नहीं है. ऐसी बात होती ना, तो so many शास्त्रास टीचिंग्स, ये करो वो करो, ये सब redundant हो जाते हैं if we can't do. So that focus on what I can do. Many people talk about the first four things and talk about the next two things, but forget the last one. That I have Purushartha Samarthya, I have the capacity to perform. At whatever the level, it may be very less because of the power of prarabdhas, power of asanas, and presently lack of knowledge, lack of habit of doing sadhana. Therefore, instead of moksha, I am drowned in bandhanam only more and more. So, awaken that Purushartha Samarthya. Make use of it. It is there. To begin with, where the Purushartha can be used, we always suggest these three things. First is Upasana to Paramatma. It begins with that. Lord, I recognize your presence. You are the giver of phala to all jivas karma. You are the Srishtikarta, Sthitikarta, Layakarta, etc. I recognize you in this form, Krishna, Rama, or any. First, the Purushartha Samarthya should be used for the Upasana and Prarthana. Like Sanat Kumara के पास नारद जी गए, he did pranama and then he is doing that upasana. Daiva upasana is important. Recognize the presence of the divine who is running the show. And luckily today we will see in our very next to next class Upanishad about the glorious power of that Paramatma only. Already we are seeing last two, three shlokas that karma karo or Bhagavan ko arpan karo. Then through upasana also moksha we are seeing in Shwethashwathara. Okay. Then the other hundreds and hundreds of details I am not giving. In that upasana, key first become single pointed in selecting your Lord. Then learn the upasana paddhati. Then do it regularly, sincerely. Be clear about the sankalpa that I want moksha, nothing else. Isn't it? All those details, hundreds of them are there. That the upasana is of so many types. ये अब बड़ा सब्जेक्ट होगा वो फिर कभी. आज तो हम इन 7 मुख्य वेदांतिक आध्यात्मिक चीजों का परिचय के लिए which we are every day listening this only to bring it all at one place we have taken up this topic today. Second Purushartha Samarthya utilization is definitely it will be very good, helpful. That along with Upasana to the Lord, second Purushartha Samarthya to be utilized to sort out, the influence of Vasanas, to sort out the influence of Prarabdha, and to take up the earlier three things second, third, fourth. Wanting to get moksha, knowing that it is through jnanam, and we have to do sadhana for it. In सब में आगे बढ़ने के लिए the second aspect of purushartha is approaching the guru, living guru, who is at the higher stage of his evolution, and if we are lucky वो ऑलरेडी जो मोक्ष स्थिति में पहुंच गए, है ना, पहुंच रहे हैं, पहुंच गए, दोनों में हेल्प करेंगे हम, है ना. बस he should not be a samsari, enough. He can be the mukta, that is lucky if you get, or at least he is intensely in the sadhana. Some time it takes, isn't it? For him, he'll just on the way reaching. So that Guru Upasadanam along with Daiva Upasanam is our second Purushartha Samartha. And then Guru with his experience, with his logics, etc., gives all the techniques and tricks for us to tackle these terrible problems of prarabdha and also the vasanas, their influence, how to reduce, and how to gain the jnanam and get the do the sadhana and go towards the moksha sthiti. Guru, they have the techniques, they have the guidances. That is why the ones who have surrendered to the Guru and single pointedly, they have evolved surely and quickly too. Then the third Purushartha Samarthya utilization can be Nirantara Shravana Adhyena of the our Shastras. Because they are again the guidances, testimonials of those who transcended all the problems which we are wanting to transcend. So these three things give us sufficient jnanam, sufficient prerana, sufficient inputs with which again using the Purushartha Samarthya, having gained the jnanam, we start doing sadhana. Isn't it? While doing so, the existing vasanas go away. The prarabdha, we can't do anything. It is just watched. We just see, yeah, it's my prarabdha. The sharira, prarabdha, variety of them are there. The people come and go in my life. The insults will come, humiliations come. Positive prarabdh bhi kab hoga, kabhi kabhi. We are not worried about it. है ना? tat tat prapya shubha shubham, because of the prarabdha, na avinandati na dveshta. Tasya only prajna pratishtita bhavati. Our next text, Gita. Very, very clear, isn't it? So utilize the purushartha samarthya to get out of vasana and prarabdha. Get out means to reduce their influence and start doing these three things of awareness, gaining jnanam, and doing sadhana so that we get moksha. What purusha? Always be aware and aware of what I have to do, what I have to do. Do one thing, Daiva Upasana. Do another thing, Guru, and Guru says, Prashnottari ke dwara seekhte jana. Three, yes, every day, independently too, we have to study Shastra. You and I have got now the ability to understand Shastra because we have Narayana heard very good amount of the days the शास्त्र. अब पढ़ सकते हैं. पहले क्यों नहीं मना करते हैं शास्त्र पढ़ने को बिफोर लिसनिंग टू द गुरु फॉर फ्यू इयर्स? कि we may misunderstand it, we may not fully correctly understand. Now you got the idea of how the shastra has to be understood, what for the shastras are given. They're not given only for moksha. We're talking when we say shastra, moksha shastra only. I have to be clear. Otherwise, you study Dharma Shastra, Artha Shastra, and Kama Shastra, and you tell Swami, हमने शास्त्र पढ़ा. नहीं नहीं नहीं, only moksha shastra. In our classes, whether we do that prefixing or not, whenever we say Shastra, it is moksha shastra only. Whenever we say sadhana, it is moksha sadhana only. Whenever we say the Guru, Satguru only. Whenever we say satsang, it is about sadvastu only. We need not every time tell to save the time. मेरा गला नहीं पकड़ना. आपने तो शास्त्र ही कहा, आपने मोक्ष शास्त्र नहीं कहा, तो मैंने ये शास्त्र पढ़ा, मेरा जिंदगी तबाह हो गया आपकी वजह से. नहीं बाबा, हम तो पक्का कह रहे हैं. In our class, through Upanishad, only Brahma Vidya. That's our goal. We are not into any other thing. हमारा एक ही बिजनेस है, धंधा, और एक ही ब्रांच है. हमारे 10 धंधे नहीं है और 10 ब्रांच भी नहीं है. Right, friends? What are the 7 things? Awareness, moksha, jnanam, sadhana, vasanas, prarabdha, and most important is purushartha. Don't cry कि मेरा प्रारब्ध ऐसा है, मैं इतना बुरा हूं, मेरे वासनाएं ऐसे हैं, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता. देन तुम खुद ही कुछ नहीं कर सकते तो बाकी कोई कुछ नहीं कर सकता. Isn't it? If you come and tell me, Swamiji, I can't do anything. If you can't do anything, I also can't do. Then you help me. No, I can't help. You help yourself. See, when you become ready to help yourself, then only others can help. That readiness to help myself is called Purushartha. In that Purushartha, out of so many, 3 we told. And each of them have lots of details. As the Upasana aspect में इतने details है. So to Guru Upasadram, lot of Shastra. These two, Lord gives Guru, Guru gives Shastra, Shastra gives us Jnanam. Of that Jnanam, we have to do sadhana. That helps us in getting out of bandhanam, going towards the moksha. Doing all of that is full awareness. While doing so, we are also aware of the influence of prarabdha and vasanas. Reduce the vasanas, go through prarabdha. Don't worry. Don't add the new vasanas. That's also another important aspect of Purushartha. Nothing, any time of the day, any day of the life, for a sincere seeker, no outer worldly vasana should be added. Mhm. एक परमात्मा ही मुझे पाना है बस. When we are in the world with our senses, we see the world, so that tries to enter into us. For perception and response sake, we allow the world to enter, but don't allow it to create a vasana. That's the meaning of Yaha Sarvatra Anavisneha. Not allowing the vasana formation is called Anavisneha. The eighth point in our Sita Prajna Lakshanas 2 plus 5 plus 1. Right, friends? So today's common sense thought is these seven very important things in the Adhyatmikata with lots of details. Yes, we have not said them in this half an hour talk or class, but that's what we are discussing every day in all our seven classes, six classes. Thank you. Now come to the third topic of our मंत्रोच्चारण द गायत्री मंत्रास सी देखते देखते हम कितने मंत्र सीखे सीखे कि नहीं हाँ? द रुद्र गायत्री ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महादेवाय धीमहि तन्नो रुद्र प्रचोदयात् देन गणेश गायत्री तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे वक्रतुंडाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्ति प्रचोदयात् देन नंदी गायत्री ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे चक्रतुंडाय धीमहि तन्नो नंदि प्रचोदयात् देन वैसा दी कार्तिकेय सुब्रह्मण्य गायत्री ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे महासेनाय धीमहि तन्नः षण्मुखः प्रचोदयात् एंड यस्टरडे वैसा गरुड़ गायत्री ओम तत्पुरुषाय विद्महे सुवर्णपक्षाय धीमहि तन्नो गरुड़ः प्रचोदयात् along with some more than 100 mantras before. देखो मौका तो दे रहे ना भगवान उसका दोनों हाथों से उठा लेकर यूज करना इमेजिन एवरी डे आई सेड चैंट 108 टाइम्स हमने उतना भी किया कि नहीं व्हेन स्वामी जी सेड 108 आई विल डू 1080 एंड टेल हिम करके करने से स्वामी जी को कोई मिलेगा नहीं ही विल बी हैप्पी दैट यू डिड समथिंग बट इट विल हेल्प अस नो time will not be there time will be like that only and time is such an interesting unbiased thing that for everyone it provides 24 hours per day unbiased the only thing in world which is unbiased is samayam और राजा के लिए भी रंक के लिए भी करोड़पति के लिए भी रोडपति के लिए भी क्रिमिनल के लिए भी सेंट के लिए भी समय हैज अनबायस्ड 24 घंटे एंड एक एक पल गुजरता ही रहता है in fact in that time whoever does whatever they become that and still we are in such funny notion such stupidity such ignorance such mudabate that this time instead of using for sadhana we want to use for samsara only अब ऐसे क्या करें अभी? कब तक others have their own reasonings to justify those who never come to our classes those who are in the world and worldliness fully drowned in the कीचड़ and दलदल हमको तो अकल होना चाहिए वी आर एवरीडे कमिंग टू क्लास लिसनिंग टू द उपनिषद नोइंग द परमात्मा प्राप्ति एज मुक्ति हेतु हमें इसके लिए नहीं तो और किसके लिए टाइम देना है बोला पड़ता है शर्म isn't it still somebody will have to push us and tell us अब देखो and don't say again Swami you only told just now वासना प्रारब्ध मेरे को म्याऊ नहीं बोलना isn't it फिर then you will defeat me then you will defeat yourself isn't it पुरुषार्थ do it these mantras every day chant them drown in that only बाकी योगक्षेम भगवान ऑलरेडी दे दिए मैं तो कहता हूँ रहने का जगह खाने को एक वक्त भोजन मिल जाए इनफ डू साधना go within reach the self the other things should get rid we have to get and other things of serving the world go all of that सर्वधर्मान परित्यज अब कर दिया अब हो चुका है अब थोड़ा समय बचा है थोड़ा एनर्जी बचा है यू नीड नॉट सर्व द वर्ल्ड है ना even if Pradhan Mantri comes to, I'll tell him, enough, you have done sufficient. Others will rule. You don't think you are the only hero. Then many will come up. If the Lord can produce and project you, He has power to produce, project people. more greater than you. बस बस हम अपना मुक्ति का मार्ग ढूंढो अभी, बस बहुत हो चुका है। नहीं तो लोगों को लगता है, everybody, if PM thinks it his own place, that I am irreplaceable, I am unique, I am required for the country, and you and I think the same thing in our own whatever nonsense we are doing. है ना? गृहस्थ says, मेरे गृहस्थी नहीं चलेगी, मेरा मेरा. And pati says, if I don't take care of my wife, she is more happy without it. 100 times, 1 crore times she has proved. We are only in the notion that we are so indispensable in this world. It's a notion. And that binds us to the world and worldliness. And ये सारा साधना हमेशा postponed ही रहता है, isn't it? That's why that awareness aspect today. Okay. So today's mantra is Brahmadeva mantra. Okay. Brahmadeva. And every devata is Parabrahma only first. Then one is he is Parabrahma. Second, he is called as Sutratma. Third, he is called as Hiranyagarbha. Fourth, he is called as the Srushtikarta. All of them are of one Paramatma only. Parabrahma only. He is Brahmadeva. He is Sutratma. He is the Hiranyagarbha. He is the Srushtikarta. No Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. Not that there are three devatas. One Paramatma only. With one his Shakti. When it is expressing three forms, he is appearing as three. So Parabrahma with his Maya Shakti is the Parameshwara. Parameshwara, out of that Maya Shakti, with the Rajoguna Srishti Shakti, he is Brahmadeva. With Sattva Sthiti Shakti, he is Vishnu. With the Tamoguna Samharaka Shakti, he is Shiva. We have to understand all these and once for all get out of all confusions. Only one reality. And with its Shakti is only one Ishvara. He alone ब्रह्म विष्णु महेश्वर है, वही इंद्र है, वही वरुण है, वही वायु है, कुबेर है. All of that is he with those powers. And this speaking power, he only is speaking through me. And he alone is there in you as a listener. Yesterday we are seeing that only in all our Upanishads. You know, that Paramatma who, like that spider, having projected Pradhana Jaihi, the world, Samavarunot, he is covering himself under those things and playing the play of as a bound jiva. Sano dadhat brahma payam. That was our ninth or 10th mantra. Should not have any doubts in the mind. Let the intellect be clear with the knowledge. शास्त्र का ज्ञान पढ़ने के बाद हमें तो डाउट होना ही नहीं चाहिए. Okay. So here the mantra is of Brahmadeva. He is a Brahma Vidya Guru also in Mundaka Upanishad. Brahma Devanam Pratama Sambhavuva. Kalisantarana Upanishad, Brahmadeva only gave that to Naradaji. Okay? So be clear. In Puranas like Bhagavat, when we see the Brahmadeva playing that mischief with Lord Krishna, they are all only to tell us that any time when we are not in the Brahmanubhuti, when we are in specified individuality with specific powers, there is a chance for us to have the inadvertence and do mistake. To prove to us that, so that to tell us that be aware always, that such stories are given to us. Might have happened also. Nothing to worry. होगा वो ब्रह्मदेव बिफोर रियलाइजेशन एक आर दो बार मिस्टेक किए होंगे, या भगवान ने उनसे वो करवाया होगा कि ताकि ये भागवत में स्टोरी लिख सकते हैं. Then the human beings when they study they learn that with all powers still I am bound only. Only when even that Maya is transcended, I am one with Brahma Tattva, then only I am Mukta. And with the powers of greater stature, if I am not realizing the self, I may misuse that powers even to what you call compete with or fight with the Paramatma only. That is the proof there. That Brahmadeva is hiding all the cows and the calves and cowboys, all the cowboys to test Lord Krishna there. अरे भगवान से तुम पंगा लेते हो. Our Shaktis do that. We come to such an extent that अब कोई देवता नहीं है, मैं ही सब कुछ. इसलिए आज अवेयरनेस के साथ देखा हमने फर्स्ट पुरुषार्थ इज दैव उपासना with full surrender. Okay, now the mantra is Om. Now here the Tat Purushaya Vidmahe ki jaga another word comes. Om Vedatmanaya Vidmahe. Yes. Tanno Brahma Prachodayat. Om Namo Narayanaaya. Yes, Hiranyagarbha. Om Vedatmanaya Vidmahe Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi Tanno Brahma Tanno Brahma Prachodayat. So Vedatmanaya Vidmahe. So Brahmadeva is Vedatma. He is the Atma of the Vedas. From him the Vedas got Prakatya. Okay. Now each of these stories, what the knowledge finally they are conveying, focus on that rather than getting confused in the stories. That एक बार आप कहते हो वेद नारायण ने प्रकट किया, एक बार कहते हो भगवान ने ही मत्स्य अवतार में जो वेद पानी में डूब गए उसको बाहर ले आए, एक बार कहते हो कि परमात्मा ही वो वेदों को जब वो हरे हयग्रीव चुरा कर ले जा रहे तो भगवान not that Madhukaitava, उनको मारकर हयग्रीव अवतार में again he established in the Vedas. Which is the story correct, Swamiji? All stories are correct. But through those stories, the Paramatma is the one who is the giver of the Vedas. Through that, the Vyavaharika and Moksha Dharma, he teaches us. That main point we have to catch. That's why in Gita Bhashyam, how it started, Divido hi Vedokta Dharmaha Pravrutti Lakshano Nivrutti Lakshana. Before that, he said Paramatma only. He came then to establish Dharma. This is how he gives us the Vedas. Adi Shankara Bhagwan's Bhashyam, that's how reveals all these subtler things to us. So stop all nonsense of the mind. Just the intellect should be empowered with understanding. That the Brahmadeva, the Hiranyagarbha, the Sutratma is Vedatma. Vedam is Jnanam. He has got all the knowledge. But he only does Srishti, the Vishnu Bhagwan does the what you call the Sthiti, ये हमको ऐसा बताया गया. अरे शुरू में ऐसे ही बताया, but you have heard Upanishads, you have heard other Vedanta Granthas, you go to higher level. Don't stay at the lower level of uninformed people. You were there at that time, at one time like that. अब आपको एक तत्व ज्ञान मिला, the परमात्मा and his शक्ति वाला ज्ञान समझ में आया ना? अब now you see from this standpoint. So for us, the Brahma is the Brahma Jnani. He is a Guru. We are praying to him also to give us the Brahma Jnana and give us moksha. Full stop. Baki sab bakwas, nonsense. Every query of the mind need not be answered. You just drop them. And the more questions we have, like the other day, Swamiji, my child is so intelligent that Amma was telling me. He asks so many things. He asks so many things. I asked her, Amma, why did he ask so many things? Because he don't know. When he don't know, how do you say he's intelligent? वो तो बेवकूफ है. In the same way, need not ask so many questions. Now, shut up the mind. Main thing is understood, then move in that direction. So Brahmadeva is Vedatma. Vedatmanaya Vidmahe. We know, O Lord, you are the Atma of the Vedas. The Atma of the Vedas has two meanings. One is Vedka Atma Parabrahma Tattva hai. You have realized it. Second, Vedka Atma means from you the Vedas have come. Therefore, we pray to you, please bless us that with the Veda Jnana. Vyavahar Jnana we must know. Moksha giving Brahma Jnana also. So Vedatmanaya Vidmahe. Then Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi. He is Hiranyagarbha. He is the one first manifested. Hiranyagarbha samvartatagre bhutasya jatha pati ekah asit. So the Paramatma, not even Maya, is Nirguna Parabrahma. Paramatma with his Maya is Ishvara. When the Maya becomes Mahatattva, that same Paramatma was Ishvara, now is called Hiranyagarbha. So Samakshti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani is called as Hiranyagarbha. Okay? Samashti Karana Sharira Abhimani is Ishvara. And you and I are the Vyashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani, we are called as Prajna. Vyashti Karana Sharira Abhimani, we are called as, Tayasa. Vyashti Sukshma Sharira Abhimani, we are called Tayasa. Karana Sharira Abhimani, we are called Prajna. And the Samashti Sthula Sharira Abhimani called Virat Purushaha, and we are called Vishwa. So Vishwa, Virat, Tayasa, Hiranyagarbha, Prajna, Ishvara, Jiva and Ishvara. Beyond both of them, Brahman. Okay, keep that in mind. So Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi Tanno, it is Flutaswara Brahma Prachodayat. That Brahma do the prachodana of us only to pursue Brahma Vidya and relentlessly do the sadhana to experience Aham Brahmas. All the knowledge required for that, Vairagya required for that, self-management required for that. Oh Brahmadeva, please bless us with बढ़िया सा मंत्र बहुत उपयोग हुआ start. Okay, you can remember that Chaturmukha Brahma for the mind's focus. Know that the Hiranyagarbha Samashti Sukshma Abhimani, know him only to be the Ishvara, know him to be the Narayana also, know him to be the Parabrahma also. उसमें कोई डाउट नहीं रखना. And for us, Vedatma Hiranyagarbha Tanno Brahma Prachodayat, so reveal to me the Veda Vedanta Jnana so that I realize my oneness with the Samishti Brahma Tattva and then get liberated from my individuality. You know, I am suffering. No, I am the sufferer. I am not suffering. The suffering ke hetu rupi ahankara is the problem. How can I maintain my separation from the Brahma Tattva? That's the dukkha. That's why in Leela Upakhyanam, mother so vehemently told to Leela Saraswati, when your ahankara, oh my dear, you give up, then only you get moksha. Yoga Vasishtha Ramayana is detailed explanation of everything that's contained in the Vedanta Upanishads and all other Shastras. You know, they're all very sublime secrets we are studying in the evening class. The connection between the avidya and the vasanas and the ahankara. You know, when I'm having ahankara, then I live life of vasanas, which strengthens the avidya. Then I am only bound. So इस तरफ अहंकार को भी त्यागना है, उस तरफ वासनाओं को भी त्यागना है, इधर विद्या से अविद्या को रिप्लेस कर. Mother is teaching all. Beautiful it is, evening Leelopak. Right? Now chant it. Om Vedatmanaya Vidmahe Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi Tanno Brahma Prachodayat. Om Vedatmanaya Vidmahe Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi Tanno Brahma Prachodayat. Om Vedatmanaya Vidmahe Hiranyagarbhaya Dhimahi तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्. ओम वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि 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 तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्. ॐ वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्। ॐ वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्। ॐ वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्। ॐ वेदात्मनाय विद्महे हिरण्यगर्भाय धीमहि तन्नो ब्रह्म प्रचोदयात्. Remaining you do at home. Remaining number of times. So 6 Gayatri mantras we learned. 30 we will learn. Whatever given here, some 10, 12. Then the other ones, like the Rama Gayatri, Shiva Gayatri, Krishna Gayatri, so many are there. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Lalita, Hanumat Gayatri, Navagraha Gayatris, ये सारा हम पढ़ेंगे. नक्षत्र गायत्री भी है, 27 nakshatras. We learn them and we are so clear that we give the entertainment to the mind of variety. But to the intellect we know two pakka things. One, any of these devata is none other than the Parameshwara. Two, through all of them, we are seeking only one thing, the Brahmanubhuti and moksha. है ना? कोई भी भगवान हो, उनका हम ऐसे फायदा उठाना. Then any God is helpful to us. Wonderful, no? Think about it. Om 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 Sahana Vavatu. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo. Yairime Gurubhyः Purvam Shankaram Shankaracharyam Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Shruti Smriti Purananam Karuna Varunalaya Palayamam Brahmanandam Paramasukudam Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Samasta Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Namaha. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्षकैवल्यप्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य विश्वव्याप्ति प्रगत्यर्थं धर्मसंस्थापकानां निरन्तर दिग्विजयार्थं राममन्दिरवत् शिवकृष्णादिमन्दिरादीनां पुनर्वाप्ति तेषु निरन्तर शास्त्र अध्ययनादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातनधर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्नसमूलनिर्मूलपूर्वक भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिकैन्द्र संस्कृतेः धर्मोक्ष पुरुषार्थानां सुसम्प्रतिष्ठा अवाप्त्यर्थम् अस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां संकल्पित सत्कर्मसु दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्मादीनां प्रति भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम् अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नमध्ये कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदः अद्य शंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम नित्यानंदम निराधारम निखिलाधारम अव्ययम निगमाद्यगतम नित्यम नीलकंठम नमाम्यहम. पारायणम. Today we have to start the Parayana of second chapter. Om ath dvitiyodhyayah. No? What we have to chant? Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah, second chapter. Om Yunjanah Prathamam Manah Tattvaya Savita Dhiyah Agnirjyotirnichaya Prithivya Adhyabharat Yuktena Manasa Vayam Devasya Savituh Save Suvargeyaya Shaktya Yuktvaya Manasa Devan Suvaryato Dhyadivam Brahajyotihi Karishyatah Savita Prasuvatitan. Okay, now come to our study of the sixth chapter. In that, we have to see the Sambandha Bhashyam of 11th mantra and study. Before that, the 10th was so clear. Yaha tantunabaha iva tantubihi Tantunavaha tantuvihi samavranot is the example. Tantunavi is the spider. Tantuvihi with the web that is woven out of by itself. Swam avranot. Swam अपने आप को आवरणोत, it gets cocooned or bound. Same way, O Lord, or that Paramatma who pradhanajaihi swabhavatah swamavranot. Pradhanajaihi. Pradhana is Mula Prakriti. Pradhanajaihi ante from the Mula Avyakta Prakriti to through the Hiranyagarbha, sorry, the Mahattattva, through the Samashti Ahankara, etc. Swabhavatah, by his own choice, Swamavranot. He covers himself. He puts himself in uncountable number of upadhis and covers himself with the upadhis. In that two things he is doing. One, he is living the life cocooned with that one particular upadhi. Two, he is finding the sense of separation with himself who is there in other upadhis. You know, like I am bound by my own upadhis and you are separate to me from me. From the upadhi standpoint, because I look at. But otherwise, in you and in me, the conscious Paramatma is one only. That is why Devaha and Ekaha. Conscious Devaha, one only Ekaha. Ekaha Devaha Samavurno. Okay, that Deva I am praying to. Saha Naha Dadyat Brahmapyam. May he give me the experience of Prapti of Brahman, obtainment of Brahman, merger with Brahman, or realizing my oneness with Brahman, or say, make me know that I am Brahman. So, these two things. One, I have to transcend the identity with my own upadhis. Two, I have to discover the oneness with the adhisthana of all upadhis. Like how any wave gets moksha. When it transcends its own one wave name and form and identifies with the substratum of all waves called as water. हम सबको भी अपने स्वीय उपाधियों के तादाद में छोड़कर सर्व उपाधि अधिष्ठान, not upadhis, सर्व उपाधिष्ठान उपाधि अधिष्ठान ब्रह्म तादात्म्य, not theoretical jnanam only, but through the meditational sadhana experience that, then moksha. Not theoretical knowledge. Please, please, no rishi, no guru, no upadeshaka gives guarantee of moksha by mere knowledge. Just now we saw Sarat Kumara Narada Samvada. सब जानता हूं मैं, लेकिन तरत शोकम only आत्मविद. And our common sense thought also, shoka nivrutti, sukha prapti is the moksha every one of us are seeking. Atmavideva shokam tarati. With means realizing. Aparoksha anubhuti. Right now, little of Vedanta we are listening about self, yet our identity throughout the day is with Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya koshas only. When tired, we become a Swapna Purusha. More tired, we go to Nidra. Only in these three हम चक्कर लगा रहे. निजरा आत्मा के तरफ हम अभी मुड़े ही नहीं. Even to recognize him. We have not started. We have not even tried. We are only busy in collecting and retaining the data. वो भी नहीं हो पा रहा. That much strong are our vasanas and prarabdha. That much strong must be our purushartha. You all, some of you got habituated to begin with these two purusharthas, one being regular to class, second doing whatever the sadhana you have decided. I'm sure we have never given that way time to discuss one to one because you all take me to be alien. Naturally, you force me also to take you as alien. Therefore, we don't know each other. But I always expect, along with these other classes, definitely you are doing your daily upasanas, daily japa, daily manana chintana, daily swadhyaya. कर रहे हो ना? Who am I to ask? That is your question. I know that. That's why I am not. But करो तो अच्छा है. Suggestion तो दे सकते. So after understanding the shastras, While doing these sadhanas, we are slowly training ourselves. This training should help us finally in focusing on Devaha Ekaha only. Sanodadat Brahmapyam. So we have prayed to that Brahman only, that make us realize oneness with that Brahma Tattva. अब देखो, in which of the mandiras or pujaris or the bhakti sadhana or other sadhana telling gurus or acharyas, this clearly the guidance is given. Wherein we are very clear that Parabrahman only playing the play of Jiva like you and I. And to that Parabrahma only we are praying. That let the Upadi Kukoning be transcended and I become one with that Brahman. I realize my oneness with Brahman. I realize I am Brahman. I am not Jiva. Naham Jivosmi, Naham Devasmi, Aham Brahmas. Who is telling us this thing directly? Isn't it? Only Upanishad Adhyayana, Adhyapaka, Guru only can teach us this. And this is highest. Anything else we do, we achieve, still we are conditioned, bound on. Yaad rakh lo. Now, the 11th mantra, Sambandha Bhasha, Matra, only today we can see. What is it? कि परमेश्वर के स्वरूप का निर्देश, परम ईश्वर स्वरूप निर्देश, and that Parameshwara is we only. Parameshwara with Shakti we are not, but Parameshwara in the Lakshyartha we are that only. Swarupa Darshana. Darshana is the beautiful. Swarupa Nirdesh. We are indicated about the Swarupa Parameshwara. Every word is so enchanting, so contemplating. Now, 2-3 minutes of Sambandha Bhashya. Start. Punaha api. Dubara again. Tameva. That Brahman and that Brahman alone. Karatala Nyasta Amalakavat. To bring it into our cognition in such a manner, just like the amla is in our own hands. What berry you call amla in English, I don't know. आमला ही कह दो. करतल न्यस्त आमला. सी आमला पेड़ पे है, क्या फायदा वो हाथ में होने से. You can. And amla example given in Veda Upanishad only, or because it is the sarva roga nivarani and sarva aushadhi. किसी भी तरह से एक आंवला डेली खा लो, many diseases go away, they say. Even murabba, yeah, but then careful. You should not be too diabetic. है ना, शहद में बनवा के 2 टुकड़े खा लो. They say, I am not a Ayurvedic expert or any medical. So आंवला का example. And आंवला is such a one, छोटा भी होता. You can close करो तो मुट्ठी में समा जाता है. You cannot put a नारियल in the hand and close it. So karatala nesta amalakavat punaha api tameva tam paramatmanameva karatala nyasta amalakavat sakshat darshayan. So the purpose of the Rishi and Bhashyakara in the next 2 mantras is to sakshatkar karana है हमारे लिए, to show us sakshat rupena that Paramatma Tattva like karatala amalak. है ना. Same thing in the evening. Sadhvite vachana vyakti pratibhati vadamite tad idam iti vispashtam savadhana manaha shrudu. Vakyavritti. So punaha api tameva karatala nyasta amalakavat sakshat darshayitum. Darshayan. Darshayan. First point is this. That tad vastu, the Parabrahma, is shown to us so clearly with the words. Like the amla in our hand, it is very clearly known to us. Point one. Point two, second is very important. तद विज्ञानात एव परम पुरुषार्थ प्राप्ति. The Parama Purushartha is moksha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, moksha mein moksha is Parama Purushartha. Tad Vijnana Deva. Vijnana means experience. Jnana means theoretical knowledge. And sadhana, Vijnana means experience. Or Jnana means theoretical knowledge. Vijnana means sadhana and experience. So Tad Vijnanat Eva Parama Purushartha Prapti. Second point. Equally important is the third point. Nanyena. Not by any other way. Okay, iti darshayati. These three things are shown to us mantradvayena in the next two mantras. So karatalanyasta amalakavat tat paramatmanah darshanam tad vijnanadeva moksha iti nanyata iti. These three things are told in the next two shlokas, two mantras. Okay, chant it and see tomorrow. Both powerful, sweet, sweet mantras. एको देवः सर्वभूतेषु गूढः सर्वव्यापी सर्वभूतान्तरात्मा कर्माध्यक्षः सर्वभूताधिवासः साक्षी चेता केवलो निर्गुणश्च. This is Karatala Nyasta Amalakavat. Paramatma is told, Darshayan. Then, by knowing him only the moksha, no other way, he will be told in the next mantra. These two we will study very thoroughly. Thank you. Om 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 Purnamadah Om Shruti Matre Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanam Astu. Thank you for your patience. Great people you are. I have no doubt. Now let us study Gita.